Hello everyone, it's Dawn and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to our subscribers and welcome to anyone who's just drifting by. So today we're going to be carrying on with our PAPERCRAFT Society Box 63 by the fabulous Lou Collins, and today we're going to do something a bit different. We're going to be using the nesting dies within the set and one of the other dies, and we're going to use a couple of the papers. So let me just pop this to one side and I'll bring in the die set and I'll show you what we're going to be using today. So today we're going to be using all of these lovely nesting dies, each one of the circular nesting dies. We're going to be using all of those, all 6 of them, and we're going to be using the flash die. But we're not going to be making anything that looks remotely like a camera. We're going to do something a bit different today. So let me pop that to one side so it doesn't go out of the way. Now, what you need to do, I've already started this video and then my tape runner, it was a brand new one and it decided not to work, so I had to stop the video. So I have made a tiny bit of a start, but not much. So what we need to do, you need to cut them all and have your biggest ones nearest you. So we'll ignore that noise. So what you do is you just fold your die cuts in half. I've cut mine from the green card that came in the pack. Just fold it in half, and then when you open it out, I've already cut mine, but cut along the fold, and you do that with all of your dies. I may not use all of them, but that's all right. So I've taken a piece of blue card. Once you fold this card in half, you will create a 6x4 card. So I'm just going to bring that in just a tiny bit so that you can see what I'm doing. Now, this is where I ran into trouble. So what I've done, I've taken one of my largest pieces and I've already stuck it down. So we're going to carry on from there and hopefully we won't run up against any more problems. So I'm going to take my red runner tape. Oh, this one seems to be working perfectly. Why the other one wasn't, I've no idea. And we're going to, well, the first two, I'm going to stick them not right on top of each other, but so that there's a bit of a lip. But then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the next two down, and it doesn't really matter which side you put the glue. So let me just pop that over. I'm only going to put the tape on the top part there. I'm not going to put it on the bottom. So, or the glue, your adhesive. And what I want to do is turn that around a bit, pop it down and push it down, but then just lift it just a little bit, not much, just a little bit. So I know I haven't said what we're making yet, and this time I'm not going to. What we're going to do, we're going to build this up. We're going to take the next half. I've got them all in order from the largest to the smallest, and then as we go you can see how quickly you can guess what we're going to make. So I'm going to pop that on there like that, and again I'm just going to lift that. You don't have to lift it if you don't want to. That's not necessary. It's not absolutely necessary. It just adds a bit of dimension to it. So we're going to keep doing that all the way up, which is why I'm not going to edit this. I'm going to keep it in real time, and so you can see it building up in real time, and then someone can come and let me know. As soon as you think you know what it is, pop a comment in the comments below if you want to. And we'll just keep on doing that all the way to the top. And so again, we're just going to run our adhesive just on the top half, and we're going to pop that down there and lift it up. And we're nearly there. We may not use all of them, it depends how far we get. If we run out of space before we run out of card, then we won't use all of them, but I have cut all of them just in case. But of course, if you're making a bigger card, a 5x7, then all of them will fit on without any trouble at all. So we're going to carry on. We're going to keep it lined up and keep on lifting the bottom part like that. And we'll just run them along like that. We'll build this up, but we do need to leave a little bit of room at the top, and you'll see why when we get there. So we're just going to do that. Again, we're going to lift it up. Actually, we might just about get away with that. So we're going to pop that along there. So it's fun watching this build up, isn't it? Especially if you don't know what it is. Although I'm sure most of you do know what it is by now. and we may use all of them. If we don't, we might not use the smallest one. We'll see how we go. So let's just pop that down there. We might get away with using one of the smallest ones, but I'm not sure we'll use both of them. So there we go. We're nearly there. Just one more piece, probably. Yeah, I think that'll do. We won't get away with any more than that. So there we go. Do you know what it is yet? So for those that might not have worked out what it is yet, we're making what I'm going to call a contemporary Christmas tree. Now the star, the flash die that I cut out, we're going to put that on the top of our tree, and we're going to use that as our star. And then what we're going to do is one more thing. So I'm just going to put a bit of adhesive on the back, pop that on the top like that. Let's have one of the pointed bits facing up. Doesn't really matter, but as it's supposed to be a star, or we're using it as a star. So we've got a lovely contemporary Christmas tree, something a bit different. We have got one little bit left over, but we won't worry about that. Now, as it is a Christmas tree, no Christmas tree would be complete without decorations. So what we're going to do is I'm going to bring in some bling that I've got in my own stash. That's the only thing I'm using from my own stash. Everything else, the card and the die set, are from the box. But if you haven't got this box, you can use any card you like. If you've got a star die or a star stamp, you can do that yourself. You can use it. You can use whatever you've got. You can freehand do it if you want to. So obviously I'm not going to use the green because we've got green cards, but what I am going to do, I'm going to use some of the reds, and we're just going to put some decorations on our tree. Not many. Mind you, I say that. I say not many, then I go mad and overload it. So we'll see how we go. So perhaps we'll build the decorations up as we go as well. And we'll take another red, pop that there. I think we'll stick to red and gold. Because if it's anything like our tree at home, always had, not as strict, but my dad always insisted that we should have a colour theme. So, which was usually gold and silver. Until my mother decided one day that she'd had enough of gold and silver and it was something else. I can't remember what it was. But we're going to carry on with red and gold. And when we get towards the top, what we might do is use some of the smaller ones. So we'll just build this up very quickly. So it actually looks quite cute. It's quite cool. I rather like that. I like the way this is coming together. So we'll just stick a few more on. No more than, I'm going to stick to no more, or stay with, no more than 2 to each little section. Otherwise, you could overload it if you want to, but some say you can overload a card. Now, that depends on your personal preference. Some people love overloading their cards, and some are more clean and simple. I think I'm probably somewhere in the middle. So what I don't like is cards that are nearly all white. I know some people do, and that's fine, but to me, it's not my style. So, you know what, I'm going to stick with these ones. It'll be quicker. We'll stick with the same size. And I might just put just a couple more. One up. Oh, that one hasn't got any sticky on it. That's handy. One up there, and just a red one up there. And there we go. There is our contemporary Christmas tree. Now let me just get this out of the way. It hasn't stuck to me board, which it probably has. So there we go, guys. There is our contemporary Christmas tree card. It's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? From our PAPERCRAFT Society Box 63, or whatever you've got in your stash. I actually quite like that. I wasn't quite sure how it was going to come out. When I thought of this, I thought, how on earth is this going to look? But I actually quite like the way it's come out. I'm quite pleased with it. So do have a go yourself with either this box or whatever you've got. If you've got circle dies, obviously you can do this with your own stash. We've nearly all got bling. If you haven't got bling, you can use pens and just draw them on. Draw on your baubles. You can use whatever you've got and have fun with it and make your own contemporary Christmas tree card. What a mouthful. We'll have to find another way of putting that. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you have a go yourself. And if you do have a go yourself, we'd love to see you over on the Crafty Capers with Dawn Facebook group. Do have a go yourself, pop it into the group, let us see your wonderful projects. Now, someone did ask me, she's not a member of our YouTube, she's a new member of our Facebook group. She's got projects that she'd done which isn't before we even had this channel, never mind the group. And she's asked if she can post some of her past makes into the group. I know a lot of groups don't allow that, but I'm going to say yes. If you've got things you've done before, whether it's on this channel or not, but you'd love to share, please do pop over. We'd love to see it. I do allow that. Any creativity I allow. So please, as long as it's appropriate, of course. So if you've got any makes that you've made before you've seen this channel, but you'd love to share it, please share it in our group. We'd love to see it. And anything that you make from this channel, based on this channel, we'd love to see, especially if you make this one. I'd love to see anybody else's version of this, I really would. So do have a go yourself, pop over to our channel and our group, and I will see you there. And I'll be back on Friday with another project from this fabulous box. It'll be a slightly longer project, so bring a flask of coffee with you or a cup of coffee with you. And we're going to do something more traditional this time, and we're going to use more of the dyes, and we're going to use more of the other bits and pieces, but I shall save what we're going to make until we get there, because I've got to work it out yet. So we'll be back on Friday with probably with a slightly longer project, and I'll see you then. We're going to use some of the stamps. We haven't used stamps yet in this series, so we're going to use some of the stamps on Friday, and some of the dyes. We're going to use probably almost a bit of everything, including the embossing folder. We haven't used that yet. So we'll be back on Friday with, as I say, a slightly longer project, probably. And I hope you enjoy what we come up with. And until then, thank you very much for watching. Take care, everybody. Stay safe, have fun, and as always, happy crafting. Bye-bye for now.